a family of arachnid containing hundreds of species found in every continent on the globe.
Even Europe? Really? Where? So I can not go there, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube! Cielwave here, but you can call me Ciel, Tiger Guy reaching for the sky. Today we're finally reacting to more Parz shorts. It had been a while since the last time, so it was a ton of fun returning to it. Keeps it fresh to not react to the same stuff all the time. Enjoy the video. Okay, let's see what Parz is in store for us, right?
Australia just found a new insect.
Shocking. Truly, I never
In
expected
a
that.
certified Australia moment,
Yep.
it is unironically called the fucking Lucifer bee.
Really, they said like, all right, what could we name this thing? Let's come up with a name that, you know, really accurately represents what this species is about. Okay, so it's literally Satan. So how about we name it Lucifer? Sounds delightful.
Of course we have the Satan bee.
Yep.
The snakes and the spiders and the fucking dinosaurs weren't enough. No. Now,
yeah,
I'm gonna dodge a rejected doom enemy on my walk to work. Discovered in the closest climate to hell on Earth, Western Australia, these bad boys were named after the Lord of Hell for two reasons.
Go on.
First of
Please
which
tell
being
me.
the giant fucking demon horns.
Why do they have demon horns? No, this is a sign that nature has been learning from the fiction we've been making.
Bolted
Or maybe we've been influenced by it.
to their heads. Now, those horns aren't just there to look scary.
Yep.
They're actually a defensive mechanism to protect the demon bees from bigger predators. However,
How?
only the ladies of the species stay strapped, as the horns are only found on females. Meaning
Okay.
a more accurate name for these absolute girl bosses is the Karlak bee. But a pair of spirit Halloween horns can't be the only
Karlak
reason
is goated.
they're named after the devil, right?
I'm just saying.
I mean, there's gotta be f***ing something else. Like, do they
Baldur's
spit
Gate
fire?
3 knowers.
Maybe they've got a pitchfork for a stinger that injects you with f***ing acid venom. The answer to that is, no. It's
Okay.
a normal f***ing honeybee.
Oh.
The actual reason is that lead researcher, Dr. Kit Prendergast, was watching the f***ing Netflix show.
Okay, but the Lucifer Netflix show goes kind of hard, though. I don't know if it's still good. I only watched, like, what, the first 2 seasons? Like, probably a decade ago, but they were fire.
Biggest cock I've ever seen.
And this isn't even the first time she's done something like this. She named another species after her pet dog. F***ing based.
Yeah, I respect that.
I want you to imagine.
The world... Oh, no. This world's largest spider web. We're gonna go in some cave, aren't we?
I want you to imagine you're cave diving. You turn a corner and see a spider web the size of the fucking
Oh, I don't like that.
wall. I regret to inform you that no, this is not fake.
Yeah, no,
This
I
is
believe
an
that.
actual photo from the inside of a cave on the Greek-Albanian border, where scientists
Oh, okay. At least it's not Australia for once. That's shocking.
have discovered the world's largest spider web, located in a portion of the cave crammed to the brim with sulfur. That has quite literally never seen the light of God. This wall of white sticky stuff spans 1,100 square fucking feet.
That's bigger than my place. That's impressive. That's bigger than a lot of people's places. That's a lot. How many spiders is it?
That is the size of a two-bedroom fucking house.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty big.
However, finding the average Australian home on the wall of a cave at Y11 brings up a far scarier question.
So you find all the diamonds.
What the
Actually, is that still true? I don't know. I know they've changed a lot in Minecraft. Is Y11 still like the go-to coordinate to like strip mine? Do people even strip mine? I haven't played in a while.
built it? Well, to the relief of many, no, we did not discover a giant spider lair.
Yeah, I mean, I expected as much. I'm more like curious how many spiders did this, because this must be a colony or something. But don't spiders eat each other?
Nor is this the
You know, I shouldn't get jump scared by spiders anymore, but that was a really good like 180 of the camera. Like it was really just a jump scare, like really well put together. I don't like that.
Result of a single spider with creative mode and world edit. No, it's far fucking worse. Because this web is the arachnid equivalent of getting the boys on for a 2-week
Yeah, no, I figured as much.
Minecraft phase. Because this web is a collaborative effort. It was built by 111,000 fucking spiders.
And this man is reaching out with his little hand towards it. You're about to hear that fucking Zelda sound effect when something like, I think it's when a guardian gets like triggered or something like that. Little. What? No, that's insane. What the fuck? I might be a genius. I didn't know he was going to touch it, but also that's so funny that he edited the exact thing I was saying. Oh my God. I promise to you, I have never seen that short in my life. That's insane.
This bird is a serial killer.
Jesus,
he looks so
Christ,
cute.
You're the Bay Harbor Butcher. I really hate that name.
I gotta watch Dexter someday.
Introducing the Shrike, a group of feathery friends found all over the world,
looks so
including
cute.
the land down under. Now, at first glance, you may be thinking to yourself, how could this sweet little guy
he
be
looks
a
so
vicious
cute.
killer? I mean, he's so tiny. They only grow up to around 30 centimeters and cap their weight out at 90 grams. And on top of being
babies.
about as threatening as a fucking teddy bear,
Yep.
look at their claws. A shrike trying to end anything with its talons is like
but its
trying
beak
to stab
seems
a
to be the
hippopotamus
scary
death
part.
with a fucking pool noodle. Listen to
The beak.
It sings like it's on American Idol. It's a songbird, a branch geek. You'd never heard a fly. But I'm fucking onto you, Tweety.
You give me a fucking creeps, you know that, Dexter?
You may have everyone else fooled, but I know exactly what you are, because shrikes actually have another name.
Okay.
They're called fucking butcher birds. Yeah, that's right. The Dexter jokes actually had a fucking point.
Yep.
You see, when the Bay Harbor butcher bird wants to hunt, they first start by selecting a target.
Tonight's the night.
Now, unlike Dexter, their code tells them they can eat whatever the fuck they want. Insects, mice, fuck me, even lizard. And once they eat their meal, they wait for the right moment and swoop on it. Now, while those claws might be fucking useless,
I saw that
they
beak.
do have a signature weapon. That tiny hook on the end of their beak.
Yeah.
And once they land on their victim,
saw that.
they slide that hook into its neck, perfectly slotting between their vertebrae and severing their fucking spinal cord.
I thought they were gonna just like, slice something with it or something. I did not know they were gonna snap spinal cords. That's insane.
But converting their prey into a vegetable isn't enough. No. These sick fucks keep trophies. Once they have paralyzed their prey and shattered its spine, they will fly its corpse back to their larder, which is either a thorn bush or a fucking barbed wire fence. And once they get home, they fucking impale them.
Why? What could possibly justify this behavior?
They will then leave that corpse there for days, occasionally biting chunks out of it, eating it like leftovers from the fucking fridge.
Oh, I guess, yeah, because they wouldn't eat that entire thing. They're tiny. They don't need all those calories at once, but that's still so demonic.
Dexter collected blood slides. These fuckers create kebabs.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts.
A lot of people are scared of spiders.
Yep.
But did you know spiders are also scared of spiders?
Wait,
more specifically,
yeah, because they're cannibals, aren't
this
they?
fucking demon.
What is that? That looks straight out of hell. Like, straight up, I'm not even kidding. We were talking about the Lucifer bee earlier. That's the Lucifer spider. That looks horrendous. It even has little horns. Look.
That is an assassin spider. And as with most things that make you physically recoil from the screen, it's
pretty
found
much
in fucking Australia.
Yeah, you know what? I'm honestly not surprised.
¿Quieres?
Which makes a lot of sense when you learn that this ET-looking
I love the
motherfucker
baby.
was designed in a lab by God himself for one purpose: turning their extended family tree into a fucking McDonald's menu.
Let me get a...
These things eat exclusively other spiders, and the way they execute their cousins is by using their own tools against them. See,
Wait, how?
They start their hunts by finding a succulent arachnid meal hanging out in its web. The assassin walks over and starts playing that silk like it's fucking Guitar Hero.
They bait the spiders with the vibrations. Oh my god.
The victim, and yes, the spider in this situation is a fucking victim, feels those vibrations in its web and assumes the fly it door-dashed earlier has arrived, gets up off the couch, and goes to grab its food. However, when they reach the front door, and this fucking demon from the 7th circle kicks it down, they realise there is no DoorDash. They are the DoorDash.
Yeah.
And before the victim can fucking blink, the assassin stabs it through the chest. Because apparently the circle of hell this thing crawled out of is fucking London.
Yeah.
And once the victim
Checks out.
is
Never been to London, but I believe it.
impaled, it uses that long-ass neck and oversized jaws.
Dude, those jaws and that head, that literally looks like an alien. Am I crazy? That doesn't even look like it spawned on our planet. That looks so devious. Why does it have such a long neck too? I like it. There's like a primal feeling in me that tells me to get the fuck away from this thing, which is funny because it doesn't even threaten me. It threatens other spiders, clearly, but...
To lift it off the ground so it can't fight back while it is pumped full of venom. Once that happens, the assassin spider just fucking holds the victim there, stone cold staring at it as the life slowly fades from its eyes.
Well, that's not a great feeling, is it?
Scientists
I like it. Water spider... Oh, no. Scientists just reversed extinction? Wait, what?
just de-extincted a 12,000-year-old dog.
Guys, didn't we learn enough from Jurassic Park? It was dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, but we need to stop trying to bring back stuff, okay? Stop it. Stop. Bad idea.
Well, kinda. You see, a bioengineering company called Colossal has dedicated itself to doing what every single Jurassic Park film has told us is a bad idea.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one who remembered.
Bringing back extinct species. And recently, they made a breakthrough. They have managed to bring back
We
the
gotta stop them.
12,000-year-old direwolf. You know those big-ass puppies from Game of Thrones that the Starks had? Yeah, those were actually a real-ass animal, alive during the late Ice Age. And the best way I can describe them to you is, basically a wolf on steroids.
Yep, that makes sense.
These things
really
were
big
bigger,
wolf.
faster, and stronger, estimated to have the highest bite force out of any canine.
Oh, canine. I thought it was going to have a bigger bite force than the gators. Is it the gators that have the strongest one in the animal kingdom? I don't know.
That I'm sure has no implications.
Anymore.
They have managed to bring
I think
these
I learned
bad
that in
boys
one of
back
the
to
Parz
life.
previous videos, but I'm not sure.
These two little guys are now 6 months old and have been living on a private plot of land with 24/7 veterinary care. However, they've only just been shown off to the public, with the company going so far as to
look
get
so
a
big.
photo up with George R.R. Martin holding one of these adorable little killing machines.
They don't
showing
look
that
that big,
man
though.
will literally interact with an extinct species before he finishes that last f***ing book. There is, however, one small problem. This isn't technically a direwolf.
Yeah, I was gonna
By
say.
merit of them being extinct, short of specking into necromancy, you can't exactly bring them back.
Are
Which
they
is
like
where this guy comes
mutated
in. You see,
wolves?
the grey wolf shares 99.5% of its genetic code with the dire wolf. So, using CRISPR gene editing, they basically toss the grey wolf back into the spore creator, then using the code found in...
Dude, Spore was such a good fucking game. It still holds up. I'm not kidding. I think I played it a little bit last year. It's really fun. I love that game. Like, all the phases aren't perfect, but it's just like, they stay just the right amount of time. It's just a good game. Mwah, we love that.
dire wolf fossils as a build guide, juiced the out of it, boosting the size slider and putting some extra points into strength, as well as adjusting its head shape and teeth. All in all, they made a total of 20 edits to 14 genes, producing the closest thing we can get to a direwolf short of time travel.
Yeah.
Which is cool as f***. I give it 5 years before a man-made horror beyond comprehension breaks out of that f***ing lab.
Please don't make the lickers from Resident Evil, I beg of you. They're so annoying. They're so annoying.
And we are all playing Resident Evil.
Yep. I love that gif of Leon. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've not often heard the version with sound. That is certainly a sound, but I love that gif of Leon.
This frog deliberately breaks its own bones.
Why would one do that?
But why? Well, you see, this is a hairy frog found on the west coast of Africa, and the reason it hits a brutality on itself, ironically enough, is self-defense.
But why?
You see, these guys are small, coming in at an incredibly respectable 3 to 5 inches.
Incredibly respectable. Yeah.
And tipping the scales at only 150 grams.
Respectable.
Which is a problem, because they also inhabit the ecological equivalent of a fucking FromSoft game.
Yep.
Africa is one of the only places in the world that gives Australia a run for its money.
I'm not
with
surprised.
Mr. Frog here having to avoid
that and
birds,
probably
snakes and rats on his walk to work. Now, in order to avoid this scenario, most frogs either run
Amazonian jungle, right?
stealth build, or
that's what I was thinking
dress
about.
up like a fucking highlighter and cover themselves in everyone's favorite liquid.
Neurotoxin,
the hairy
yippee!
frog has read one
GLaDOS would be proud.
many X-Men comics. Because this thing actually has another name. The fucking Wolverine frog.
Does it regenerate?
These little guys have claws, but not traditional claws like a cat's, which are made of keratin and freely extend and retract without an issue.
Is it claws made of their bones?
No, instead, the finger bones on a hairy frog's hind legs are held in place by a small bone at the tip of their fingers. And when threatened, they snap the longer bone off the tip and through their f***ing skin. And then, new weapon acquired, they employ the London self-defense strategy.
One of my favorite, I'm not gonna lie. I've been using it in my Elden Ring run. As a mage, I didn't think I would love being melee so much, but a carrion slicer is just, I love this video.
This
it's
spider
so stupid.
hunts with
Ooh, why are its legs so thick? Why is it so rotund? I don't like that.
jump scares. But how? Introducing the Trapdoor spider.
Dude, it's so round. Oh no, I don't like
A
that.
family of arachnid containing hundreds of species found in every continent on the globe.
Even Europe? Really? Where? So I can not go there, thank you.
Meaning, yes, for once, this bad boy could be in your backyard.
Stop.
And you'd never know.
Stop. I like it.
Now, trapdoor spiders are particularly interesting compared to other spiders due to their hunting method. You see, normal spiders tend to spend several hours spinning up some elaborate art piece for a fly to clothesline itself on. And,
Oh, I know he was wearing something, but that must have hurt like a motherfucker, especially the ego. Oh my god.
tarantulas just jump shit. But trapdoor spiders, yeah, they hunt with a door. Very early on in life, trapdoor spiders dig themselves a hole. This silk-lined burrow will then serve as its home for basically its entire 20-year lifespan. Hell, they basically never leave the thing, like some neckbeard living in his mum's basement. But they've still got to eat, and since DoorDash does not deliver to spiders, this burrow doubles as their method for catching food. You see, they use their silk to craft the trapdoor over the burrow entrance. Then, using their fantastic arts and craft skills, they just bolt a bunch of random shit to their front door so it blends in perfectly with the floor. After finishing their construction project, they will spin up a bunch of basically invisible strands of web on the floor in the surrounding area that act as tripwires, feeding information back to their neckbeard nest whenever something steps on it. And when some unfortunate insect steps a little too close...
Money, money, money.
Dude, hell no.
Dolphins get drunk.
I also know that dolphins are demons. Everyone thinks dolphins are so cute. I remember seeing a documentary when I was younger, and it turns out like they're evil little creatures. How do we get into drunk?
Well, you see, the dolphin is by far and away the smartest animal in the ocean.
Yeah.
In fact, they're actually the second smartest thing on the planet, just behind you and me.
Okay.
This means they are smart enough to understand that the ideal way to spend your night is more plastered than Chad and Max on your average Cold Ones episode.
Different opinions, you know. I'm not a big drinker, but sure.
There is just one problem. Last I checked, there's no bottle-o in Bikini Bottom. So how does a dolphin get fired for all? Simple. They abuse pufferfish.
What?
You see, due to the lack of underwater alcohol, dolphins need to find other ways to get their fix, which is where SpongeBob's driving
What are you buying?
instructor comes in. You see, pufferfish
I couldn't remember
contain this really
the
cool
voice line
and
for a second.
totally not dangerous substance called tetrodotoxin. What is tetrodotoxin? You know, it's only one of the most potent natural neurotoxins on the fucking planet.
Dolphins get plastered on neurotoxin? That's metal.
This shit will freeze your heart and lungs in under an hour with a tiny dose. And it's the reason why cooking a pufferfish requires a dexterity check so you don't, hit the poison gland and get yourself deleted. Now, puffers carry this as a defense mechanism as poison accumulates in their organs and skin. Why is that important? Well, you see, I kind of lied. Dolphins don't get drunk. They get high on neurotoxin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that doesn't sound like alcohol.
¿Quieres?
Pods of dolphins will bully pufferfish until they inflate, then partake in a literal puff-puff pass. By lightly squeezing the puffer in their mouth, they receive a small dose of neurotoxin, which has a narcotic effect, allowing
Dude, dolphins are crazy.
Flipper here to trip balls before passing the unhappy basketball onto the next submarine stoner. Flipper and friends saw the deadliest neurotoxin on the planet and said, "Fuck it, let me try some of that."
Yeah, let's get high on it. That's actually insane, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I know dolphins are like crazy smart, so I'm not surprised they came up with something like this. The platypus.
Platypus
Yes.
are weird, but I'm not
But I
sure
love
you
them.
quite understand just how fucking weird.
Yep.
See, everyone knows the basics. They
Harry
lay
the
eggs, they sweat
platypus.
milk, and they look like God hit randomizer on the spore creature creator, and he's called it a day. But you see, mate, that's barely even scratching the surface of weird platypus features. First up, as is the qualifier for any Australian animal, did you know they're venomous? No, I'm not fucking with you. You heard me correctly.
No, you're fucking with me.
Male platypus actually have venomous spurs on their
What?
hind legs. These spurs are multi-purpose, acting as defense from predators, as well as a tool for throwing hands with other male platypus during mating season. And while their venom is non-lethal, that doesn't mean that getting stung by them doesn't fucking suck.
Does it hurt like a motherfucker? Because that's what it sounds like.
See, platypus venom can cause extreme pain and swelling, and to ensure you remember not to fuck with them again, these effects can last for several months. And
I was expecting days. Maybe weeks. Months?
have no treatment or anti-venom, so if Perry stabs your shit, your only option is to cry about it. Next on the list of offensive capabilities, I shit you not, platypus share the same hunting method as sharks. You see, that big ass bill isn't just for show, as it contains enough surveillance equipment to make the CIA blush. Possessing the ability to sense changes in pressure in the water, but most importantly, containing electroreceptors that track electrical signals from muscle contractions made by their prey. Meaning that when whatever they're chasing starts quaking in fear, they know about it. And last but not least, as if those things weren't already unbelievable, we recently discovered something new. Platypus are fucking biofluorescent.
What?
They glow. If you hit these things with a black light, they go bright fucking green. And the best part of that is we have no clue why they do it.
Yeah, what? How? When? Also, what? Huh? Huh?
I guess it just means Perry was a biblically accurate platypus man. I'll give up, man. Who fucking designed this thing?
Yeah.
This shrimp can cause explosions.
My main goal is
Okay.
to blow up.
Is this another one?
Introducing the Mantis shrimp, native to the West
Oh.
Indo-Pacific Ocean and possibly the coolest
It's
crustacean
a different
under the sea.
shrimp. That-
Because this fluorescent armored sausage is actually a voracious,
It looks really cool.
bloodthirsty predator rocking enough surveillance equipment to scare the CIA with a weapon powerful enough to surpass Metal Gear. See, the
Metal Gear.
Mantis shrimp is a highly effective predator, and they find and track their prey with easily the most advanced set of eyes on the fucking planet. First
Oh.
off, each of these eye stalks can rotate independently like a periscope, giving
Yeah.
them a full 360 degrees of vision. However,
I wonder how
more
that fucks with their
importantly,
brain.
they can see colors we can't. You see, the mantis shrimp's eyes contain a full 15 photoreceptor cones
Okay,
compared to
16
our
even.
3, which is
We've got only 3. They've got 16. Oh, yeah, because are the different cones red, green, blue? I think so, right?
a fancy way of saying they can see in 16K HDR with ray tracing enabled at 500 render distance.
Oh my PC.
Now, not only is the visual clarity unmatched, they can also see into the infrared and ultraviolet
Yeah, I
light
figured.
spectrums. And despite all of this, they still can't find who asked. What they can, however, find is their next meal. The mantis shrimp subsists on a diet of fish, worms, squidward, and, most important,
They eat squids? That's crazy.
Mr. Krabs. Now, crabs
No,
famously
not the
exist inside of
crabs!
a defensive shell. So, how does this polite little gentleman break into the shell? Simple. He throws hands. That's right, weighing in at only 90 grams and 38 centimeters in length, the mantis shrimp has a punch that produces 15,000 newtons of force.
Equal to a literal bullet. Okay.
That is 176 newtons per gram. So if a human was capable of that same kind of force, a right hook from someone who weighs 80 kilo would be like getting hit in the face with 6 sticks of dynamite.
God damn.
Now, to produce that force, its claw needs to be moving at 83 kilometers an hour, which is so fast it creates a vacuum in the water called a cavitation bubble,
Okay.
which then immediately
Explodes.
collapses
Yep.
at such a speed it creates a miniature explosion that flashbangs the target and reaches a temperature
crazy.
hotter than the surface of the sun.
Yep.
Mr. Krabs is getting
It's like that other.
disintegrated.
It's like that other shrimp we saw.
Money, money.
Dead.
Australia has a straight up Pokemon.
Okay. Wait, it's cute.
Introducing the brushtail possum. More specifically,
Cute
the
possum.
golden brushtail possum.
Okay.
Native to the land down under and one of the rare examples of an Australian animal that isn't expressly designed to DoorDash you straight to heaven. You see, the
Okay.
brushtail is one of a grand total of 23 species of Australian possum.
There's a
which,
lot of possums
despite
over
the
there.
name, share absolutely no relation to the red-blooded American opossum.
Oh,
These
interesting.
adorable little marsupials come in all shapes and sizes. From
Okay.
the ringtail possum to the sugar glider, and to our protagonist
Don't
here,
do that to the
golden
sugar glider,
brushtail,
what the
which
fuck?
is really just a common brushtail possum with a rare genetic mutation called leucism that causes them to lose the pigment in their skin. So
Oh, I didn't know about leucism.
basically, it's a fucking shiny Pokemon.
Yeah.
Coming in at around 4.5 kilos and 40 centimeters in length, these tree
a little guy.
marsupials are nocturnal and primarily herbivores, mainly consisting on a
Oh,
diet
God.
of leaves and fruit. And for added cute points, as marsupials, yes, they carry around their babies in a little pouch like their roided out cousin the kangaroo.
That's cute. Oh.
However, come on, the thing is from Australia, you didn't really think these bad boys would be squeaky clean, did ya? You see,
Yeah.
they aren't entirely herbivores. Sure, they love a good salad. They will also quite happily raid a bird's nest and turn Tweety's kids into a 3-egg omelette. Roadkill? sounds like a fine
Oh,
steak dinner to me.
no.
Just because it's not a venomous predator doesn't mean it can't take your fucking finger off. And the cherry on top, Aussie Pikachu here doesn't go Pika Pika. No, you see, Down Under doesn't have Pokemon trainers, because when you step into the tall grass out here, you hear this absolute fucking demon.
That sounds like the shriek of a banshee, dude. What the heck? Nah.
This is the world's most useless
I know this fish. Isn't he called like the sunfish or something? The only reason I know is I fished it in Animal Crossing at one point. I'm not gonna lie.
Stupid.
Yeah, mate, that aquatic pancake is a mola.
The ocean sunfish, yeah.
Found wasting its life in oceans around the world, and a contender for the most dog shit fish build in the 7 seas. You see, these things are
They are
huge,
so goofy.
measuring at 4 meters from fin to fin, and absolutely
How did they evolve into being this
atomizing
way?
the scales at 2,300 kilos, putting it firmly in the same weight class as a fucking F-150.
That's actually nuts.
There is, however, a problem with that size. That is all it's good at. It spent every available stat point on being a giant floating satellite dish at the cost of spending its life as a useless fucking punching bag. To
Yeah.
start with, the thing can't even swim properly. Their fins, specifically their tail, is tiny compared to the rest of their body, which makes them so shit at maneuvering. The only thing they can fucking eat is jellyfish and plankton, because those
Yeah.
don't dodge. Speaking of food, you may have noticed
Like
that
the
in all of
whales.
these photos, its mouth is open. That's because it doesn't fucking close. God has cursed the fucking thing to permanently pog. Oh, but evolution is not done fucking the sunfish yet. Because funnily enough, being the size of the
Permanently
average
pog is
American
crazy.
meal, while having the defensive capabilities of a Tickle Me Elmo, makes these things
Oh, headshot, Elmo.
perfect targets for predators.
Yeah, I was
Most
gonna
of the
say, they're
time,
food.
Animals just take fucking bites out of them, realize they taste like shit, and then swim off,
You know-
leaving a hole in there.
I was legitimately going to ask, like, why don't we use those for food if they are so big and, it's all of that. But I was like, maybe they don't reproduce very quickly or something. But okay, if they taste horrible, that makes sense.
Head, which somehow doesn't kill them.
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
That disgusting flavor is probably due to the 50 fucking parasite species living on its body, but flavor doesn't matter to
Oh.
sea lions, who will rip their fucking fins off and play frisbee with them.
Dude, sea lions are also crazy, I guess. What the fuck?
And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, they will often swim to the surface to warm themselves up and let birds eat the parasites off of them, where they are promptly hit by a boat. Their only saving grace is that they don't process pain because their brain is the size of a testicle. They
That's
are
crazy.
blissfully unaware that they spend their entire fucking life getting jumped.
I mean, at least they're not aware. It could be worse, I think that was a very gentle outcome for all of this.
Fight back! Fight back! This
crazy.
is the world's deadliest tree.
How?
Introducing the manchineel tree.
We already had the grenade tree last time. How is this one deadlier than the grenade tree?
Found in the United States of America and the Caribbean, and you may be wondering, what makes it so deadly? And
Yeah.
the answer is that when growing this thing, God used the same design philosophy that Miyazaki uses when he puts a swamp in a FromSoft game.
Yep.
Because even thinking about the fucking thing will poison you.
Leave me alone!
The entire tree, from root to stem, contains more toxicity than a league lobby, and that starts with the sap. This
Hey, league lobbies have not been that bad, personally. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like Riot binds their ass so quickly now that people just mute themselves when they get really mad, which is kind of funny when you see, like, the X name has muted themselves. It's kind of funny.
thick sticky, white
What the-
substance is not only found inside the tree, but thinly coats the
I feel
entire
slightly
thing,
violated.
not unlike the sock under your bed.
Okay. Oh, ew. Also, I don't understand the sock thing. Genuine question. Am I crazy? I've never done it. And like, I need to ask my fellow men, has anyone actually done it? And if so, why? Why are you using a sock? What are you doing? Stop.
This is a problem because it contains 3 separate toxins that will seep into your system.
I'd like to point out that that screenshot at the bottom, if he didn't crop it that way, there might have been a cock on screen.
If you so much as f***ing brush the thing, causing severe itching, swelling, and chemical burns.
I think it's just because of allergies.
Getting toxic shock from just touching the thing isn't enough for you? Well, you'll be happy to know that eating the fruit on it can just kill you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, what the sap does to your skin, the fruit essentially does to your throat and internal organs. So just a few bites of Satan's apple here will cause you to start
Satan's
choking
apple.
before you experience the worst stomach pain of your entire life, collapse to the ground, puke your guts up, and then start
then die.
shitting them out.
Yep. Rip.
But the f***ed up part is even if you don't eat the fruit or touch the tree,
It can still...
it can still
Yep.
poison you.
Let me guess.
How?
Spores?
Well, let's say you're walking outside and suddenly
Some
it
sort.
starts pissing down with rain. Thinking quickly, you run for cover under the branches of a tree. A manchineel tree.
The
rain
water.
hits the leaves,
Yep.
the branches of the tree, mixes with the toxic sap, and then falls directly onto your fucking head.
That's horrible.
The-
I would hate being that person that accidentally does that. I guess people in the US have to know about the manchineel tree. Now you know. I'm glad they're not in Europe. Thank you very much.
Kraken is a real animal.
You know, my initial feeling is like, it can't be. Like, you're not... What are you talking about? But it's Parz. He's not lied to me. I trust him.
Just not the one you think it is.
Okay, what am I looking at?
Who's that Pokemon?
You see, when people hear tales of the Kraken, they assume that a bunch of sailors in the oldie times got absolutely shit-faced
Yep, pretty
and
much.
ran into a giant squid.
Yep.
And to be fair, that's not a terrible assumption.
Yeah.
Giant squid
They're
are
big.
kaiju-sized.
Yeah.
Coming in at 12 meters in length.
It
and
would feel like a Kraken.
100 kilos in weight. So the assumption that they saw that shit and rightly assumed sea monster isn't too far-fetched. However, there is a rather large hole in that giant squid theory. They
Yeah.
don't live anywhere near the surface.
That is
They
true.
live down.
But I was like, maybe, you know, I don't know. Species used to be like less hunted and stuff like that. Like, you know, there wasn't as many people. So I was like, maybe they just randomly got to the surface. Because, like, there are species that are all the way down in the depths of the ocean that sometimes surface. So that was my theory.
Way down.
Yeah.
Owning real estate at a depth of 1,000 meters below
Okay.
sea level in the Twilight Zone. So
Twilight Zone? We call it the Twilight Zone? Really?
if these sailors didn't see Squidward's roided out brother, how the f do you explain the books of corroborating tales of long tentacle-like appendages sticking out of the sea? Well, the answer is whales. But
What?
where is the tentacle on a whale? Well, you see, during breeding season, blue
It's not gonna be whale dick, is it?
whales reproduce by conducting a locomotive on female whales.
Oh, multiple males, one female? I did not know whales were freaky like that.
And in order to keep this train running on the tracks, male whales must wait their turn. And while waiting in the lobby, in order to stay prepared, the males tend to raise their gentleman's sausage out of the water
What?
and wave it around in the air. And the
There are photos, Google it. Parz, I'm gonna take your word for it. I will not Google that. Thank you very much.
Special sausage on a blue whale is around 3 meters long and 14 inches thick.
Yep.
So sailors who thought they were seeing a mythical monster from the depths were more than likely just seeing a pot of whales hitting weapon inspect on their schmeat.
Weapon inspect. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is a beautiful use of that gif and the whale and the clip, everything just mwah, delightful. That was enough Parz for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, even if we all now have to be worried about trapdoor spiders existing together. If you enjoyed this video, it'd mean a lot if you gave it a like, comment what you'd like me to react to next, and subscribe to not miss out on any future uploads. If you're new here, make sure to drop by my streams as well on Twitch. Link down below for more reactions, gaming, yapping with me, and the occasional singing as well. I'd also like to thank my patrons for supporting my content, so thank you to Bad Guy EX and Lily Chaton. That's all I have for today, but you know me. It's never goodbye. No. It's always see you later.